special moment that was for Forge last year in front of their home fans. That, of course, was the North Star Cup, but they also lifted this year, the CPL Shield, as the regular season winners. Joining us now on Match Day Live is head coach of Forge FC, Bobby Smyrniotis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you, and you won that officially on October 6th, 1-0 victory over Valor, celebrated in front of the fans on October 12th. And as I said, going to break, you're looking to do something that no team has done before, which is win the Shield and win the Cup in the same year. But what's really special, a lot of people tuned into that game last year at the Olympico. I mean, it was brilliant when that went into extra time. But now the final is going to also be broadcast on CBC. What does it mean to just have that broader audience, just coast to coast in Canada, being able to watch?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity, mostly for the product. You know, for all of us that follow the league, it's fantastic, from the players to, you know, the excitement in each and every game. And now we get that broader audience for them, and I think that's fantastic for the players themselves.
Motivate you to just clinch that even more, that final?
Every little thing helps. You need to keep on motivating these guys. We've done a great job over the last five and a half years, so every little piece of motivation helps.
How is Forge able to be so consistent?
Yeah, there's no single secret, and I know Jordan wants to hear it, but I think it's all about culture and building. You know, from 2019, we tried to set a standard of what we wanted as a club, and you slowly build on that. And you keep on going. You recruit players that same way. You have a group of leadership that's around, and I think it's about a constant message of football, that wants you to play a certain brand and also wants to develop players. And if you mix that right, then the players love the environment. Once they love the environment, good things happen.
Yeah, and I mean, John, obviously with Toronto FC, there was that time, 3 of the 4 years going to the final. There's something about a locker room, right? It's just kind of that, yes, you have the quality on the pitch, no doubt, but there's just that intangible sometimes too in the room.
You hit the nail on the head, Coach, with this culture. It has to be set, the culture has to be set not only with the way you handle your business, but the players in the room. The players in the room and the character that you have really set the culture for that, and I think that's what you have, and you mentioned it. And I think what is really the next evolution for this Forge team? Like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, I think you need to keep on challenging yourself. It just can't be about trophies and about winning, because then sometimes, you know, you lose the player. It's also about giving them a vision for something more, making sure that players know that they can get better, that they can develop, and we can have the stories of Quy Poku that hopefully we see here tonight on the field. So you need to always come up with something a little bit different. And of course, we're in Champions Cup again, and we always want to make a dent into that as far as we can go.
The impressive runs you've had in the Champions League have really set the standard, though, for what you do in the league and in the Canadian Cup, for that matter. All those experiences have to be helpful.
Yeah, of course. It gives the hunger to the players. You know, when you're part of those competitions, and next year will be the 6th year we'll be competing in CONCACAF, I think that's something that the players just want to keep on being part of. It's not something that you want to miss out on, and then that's the driving factor to get the trophy, because that's the only way you get back there.
Well, and here's the thing. Give credit where credit's due. Bobby, you also see things in players that maybe they don't see in themselves, or that we don't even see. Jordan here, when you put Quy Poku as a forward, what is Bobby doing? Don't lie. Don't
Wheels
lie.
did that. I said I like him because he can play in behind. Bobby and I are on the same page. It's okay. That's not about me. I promise you.
He's revisionist history now. But there were some questions. You saw it, and I think that's part of also what you talk about development. Quy Poku now moving on. And maybe, you know, to all the people watching here, a lot of them I know are CPL fans already. Some of them maybe just tuning in to watch the national team. So if you can tell them how important the CPL is to developing players who don't just move on to represent Canada elsewhere in the world, but also can make it to the national team.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it from a couple of ways. I mean, he's a great example of what we see and what is possible. But, you know, the strength of your national team, the strength of what you're doing in your country is your domestic league. So our domestic league needs to keep on growing. It needs to keep on growing with the players, the quality, coaches, and everyone around the game. And I think that's what we're doing.
Specifically with Quy Poku, how is he? Like, how was he going into the season? How was he when he had to play up front? Was he excited? I know he's an attacking-minded player, but that was a big role and big shoes to fill. How did he take that?
You know, sometimes as coaches, we're crazy a little bit too. You know, we try and make a player into a position. We try and look at things, and sometimes we got to look at the global picture of things, and seeing where the best qualities of that player was. And, you know, moving him from the left wing back, which he was excellent at, into the striker role, I think brought it to a different level. And that's sometimes where we've got to be open as coaches to make sure we look and see what's the best thing for the player. And it turned out it was best thing for him and for our club.
I know you set standards and goals for players, but did you think that he would be called up? Do you think that this was on the horizon so soon?
Yeah, when you see his performances with us this year, it's fantastic. Then he's gone over, and it's been a seamless transition over in Molenbeek. You're playing in an excellent league, and I know the Belgian league, both first and second division, very well. So I think it's only normal, and sky's the limit for him.
Beautiful.
Final day of the regular season is October 19th. It's been dubbed The Outcome, where all the games will be played at 4 p.m. ET. You can catch them all simultaneously on OneSoccer. How does that also just add to the excitement when they're all happening? Because there's still the race for fifth. They're still trying to figure out, right, like matchups and stuff where all that's happening during The Outcome.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, even for us, we're going to figure out who we're going to play in the semifinal match. I mean, we're out of that whole little foray of that's going to be going on, but for the fans and everyone paying attention, I think it's always great. It's always great that on the last day you're looking forward to these things, and when you have the playoff structure, there's no better way to kick it off.
And this year, I mean, you have all but one team really in the mix, which makes it even that much more exciting.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic season from start to finish, and you're just seeing how tight everything has been, and it'll be an exciting weekend.
Well, we can't wait. The Outcome will be right here on OneSoccer. A big thank you to Bobby Smyrniotis for stopping by here on our OneSoccer set inside BMO Field as we're getting set for Canada versus Panama. But these are the matchups on October 19th. The Outcome presented by Tony Bet. We will get you set for all the action beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern.